Good morning, children. So, yesterday we have discussed about what is electromagnetic induction. What is electromagnetic induction? The process of producing electricity through the motion of an what a magnet or any object. Okay, what is electromagnetic induction? That is process of generating electricity from motion is known as electromagnetic induction. So here we are uh, inducing the current, right? We are inducing the current. So next our topic is increasing the induced EMF. So I told you, when a coil or any armature coil is rotating in between the magnets, okay, it will be producing a induced EMF. Production is what? Induction. Okay, it will be inducing a voltage. Okay, so yesterday we have already discussed that either one should be in motion, magnet or what? Coil. So if both are parallel in motion in the same direction, means there will be no EMF. If both are producing, okay, if both are producing, or if both are moving opposite direction, there will be a relative motion, and thus it will be producing a induced EMF. So how can we increase the induced EMF? Okay, so there are three ways to increase the EMF. Okay, we know that the parts or the apparatus we need for the construction of a generator is a magnet or a coil or a turn of wire. So to increase the induced EMF, we have to use a stronger magnet. First point is we have to use a stronger magnet. Okay, the first thing is we have to use a stronger magnets. Second thing, yesterday itself we have discussed, if we move more quickly the magnet, means what will happen? It will be cutting the magnetic field lines more faster. That is, if we move magnet more often or more frequently, what happens? It will be cutting magnetic flux more faster. So thus it will be inducing more EMF. So this our second point is move the wire or coil more quickly related to the magnet. Okay, move the wire or coil more quickly related to the magnet. Okay, we can either move the magnet or the coil. So we have, as the as we what move the wire or coil more quickly, what happens? More magnetic flux lines will be cut, and thus it will be producing more EMF. Second thing is you have to use a coil with more turns of wire. The second thing what we have to do is we have to use a coil with more turns of wire. Okay, this is very important. We know that as the number of turns increases in an electromagnet, we have already studied the what the strength of the electromagnet increases. Here also, as we increase the number of turns, what happens is there will be more magnetic field lines linked with the coil, and thus when we move the coil or the magnet, what happens? The more magnetic flux lines linked with the coil will be cut, and thus it will be generating electricity. Okay, each turn of the wire will have an EMF induced in it, and all this added together to give a bigger EMF. Okay, so to increase an induced EMF, the three ways we can do to increase the EMF is we can use a stronger magnet. First point. Second point, move the wire or coil more quickly relative to the magnet. Okay, second point, move the wire or coil more quickly relative to the magnet. And third point, use a coil which is more turns of a wire. So this is the way we can increase the induced EMF. Next, we are going to learn generating AC. Generating AC means generating alternating current. So introduction itself, we have discussed how to generate a current. We can use a generator to generate a current. Okay. So the Faraday's discovery of electromagnetic induction led to the development of electricity supply industry. In a particular, it has allowed engineers to design generator that could supply electricity. At first, it was only done on a small scale, but gradually generator got bigger and bigger until likes one shown in figure 21.3. They were capable of supplying electricity demands of thousands of homes. So, generator of this type, that is household and industrial purposes, will be using alternating current. This means the current will not be flowing in one direction. Okay, like direct current, there will be always flows in the in what there will be a positive direction and there will be a negative direction also. But in direct current, the current will be only flowing in one direction, that is, it will be always flows in the same direction. Instead, an alternating current flows back and forth, shows a graph. Half of the time the current will be flowing in the positive direction, then flows in the opposite direction. Okay, we know that what is frequency. Frequency is the number of waves passing through a particular point, so it is hertz. So here also we can represent an AC as a wave. So like this, half of the time we told that it will be moving in the positive cycle, half of the time this will be in the negative cycle. While studying the generator, we'll be studying how this type of graph has been found for an alternative current. Okay, so this, we know that this one wave, this is a complete cycle. Okay, so this wave, this particular has a frequency of 1 2 3. ಇದು ನೋಕಂಡ, so 3 hertz, right? This is having a 3 hertz. Okay, if the time is 1 second. Clear? So here, our household purposes, it will be having a frequency. Okay, in most countries the electric supply is an AC with a frequency of 50 hertz or 60 hertz. Okay, so it will be there will be a 50 waves moving at 1 second. So the frequency will be 50 hertz or 60 hertz. This is how we will be this is what an AC current. There will be current will be flowing back and forth. It will be the having a positive direction and having a negative direction also. The current will be alternating in positive and negative half. Okay, so this is what an AC current is. Next, what we are going to learn is, we are going to learn induction and field lines. Okay, induction and field lines. So we can understand the electromagnetic induction using Faraday's idea of magnetic field lines. Okay, the picture the field lines coming out of each pole of the magnet shown in figure 21.5. Here we can see that in the figure, the figure here, in the figure 21.5, he's doing an experiment how it is fluctuating, how the galvanometer is showing the deflection. Okay, so as the magnet is moved, the field lines are cut by the wire, and it is cutting the field lines that induces the current that we have already discussed. This idea helps us to understand the factors that affect the magnitude and direction of the induced EMF that we have already discussed yesterday. So, if the magnet is stationary, if the magnet is not moving, means what will happen? There is no cutting of the magnetic field lines, so no EMF is induced. So listen carefully. If the magnet is not moving, means there is no movement, relative motion between each other. So what happens? There will be no cutting of field lines and no EMF induced. If the magnet is further from the wire, we know that as the distance from the magnet as the distance from the magnetic poles increases, what happens is the magnetic field lines, the concentration of the magnetic field lines will be decrease. As the distance from the magnetic poles increases, the magnetic field strength decreases. As the distance from the magnetic poles increases, the magnetic field strength decreases. So here, if the magnet is further from the wire, the field lines are further apart. We know that when the magnet is further from the wire, the field lines will be further apart. So the fewer wires are cut, giving a smaller EMF. So if the magnet and the wire is further apart, what will happen? The field lines will be further apart, so fewer are cut, giving a smaller EMF. The third point we have already discussed, if the magnet is moving more quickly, the lines are cut more quickly. Okay, then bigger EMF is induced. And the fourth point, the coil gives a bigger effect than a single wire. The single wire means uh, there will be only just a few what magnetic field lines. If a coil means each coil will be having more number of magnetic field lines, thus we can generate more current. Okay, a coil gives a bigger effect than a single wire because each turn of wire cuts the magnetic field lines, each therefore contribute to the induced EMF. Okay, contribute to the induced EMF. So these are all the important point how induction and field lines are related. So the magnitude and direction, so magnitude and direction of the induced EMF. Okay, by uh, if the magnet is kept stationary, there will be no magnitude. Okay, if the magnitude is stationary, there will be no magnitude of, there will be no current produced. If the magnet is further from that wire, lesser EMF will be produced. If the magnet is more quickly, the lines are cut more quickly, a bigger EMF is produced. Next is a coil gives a bigger effect than a single wire because each turn of wire cuts the magnetic field lines and each therefore contributes to the induced EMF. Hope this topic is clear for you. Okay. So next video I will be taking a new topic. Okay.